Right, so just before I'm heading to flipping sleep, I was just listening to something there on the TV. Listened to it a few times now, called Working with the Law. Actually, book list given by Nero on YouTube, part of it. I really quite like this book, to be honest. Just going through like chapter by chapter at the moment. Just took a few notes. I'm just going to go over some of these things actually because these were interesting enough. When I was reading it the first time, I was like, damn, this is like things that I sort of was, I would say, even stepping into thinking about, getting an understanding of just through, I'd say, through different avenues outside of books. So to have it in like a book that's obviously an old book, was really mind opening to say the least. So anyway, first chapter is talking about working with the law. Says that the mind is the creative cause of our reality, which, it's up to yourself what you sort of believe, what you understand, what you want to go with. I just thought this would be a nice section to sort of add in and just break away from the usual content that's been in here, which has just been very random. This is obviously also random. This is a nice little chill, mellow part. So the mind is the creative cause of our reality. Good, bad, it's indifferent. Doesn't really matter. You can use your mind constructively or you can use it destructively. And then examples that were given here were even actually from characters within Shakespeare. So what was said was that they were battling with their inner selves. Hamlet was wrestling with his indecisive soul. Macbeth was pulled and driven by his ambitions, and Othello is torn by jealousy. And these aren't like, this isn't even books I've read or nothing, but just based off what he said here, like, it's quite an interesting little, I guess, just a little nice example to be taken from those. And I might now go ahead and read those books just to get a better understanding of that. And then it just goes on to say, you're master of your circumstance. God had a mental image before it was created in reality, in terms of obviously creating the heavens, 7 heavens and the earth and things like that. Every man is their own creator. Whether the picture is good or bad, it is made reality. And a good example that was made here was in terms of like mechanical engineering, and the mental engineering aspect of just reality, I guess, is that with mechanical engineering, when you have like a camera, which is obviously mechanics and things like that, it just takes a picture of what's there and it creates that picture of exactly what is there in front of it. So if you take a picture of a pen or whatever, that's what's gonna be there. It's not as if like you take a picture of a pen and it suddenly becomes a tiger. It's a pen. It's exactly what's it just produces what's there. And essentially the correlation was that the mind is the same. Like whatever's there on the mind is exactly what it's going to produce. So you're not going to have these negative thoughts and create something positive from them. Like you can change those thoughts to make them positive, yes, but if you're just thinking negatively, like it's not really going to benefit you, is essentially what that part of it's saying. What's wrong? Yep. If it sees a left shoe, it's going to produce a damn left shoe. How can negative ideas create anything other than a negative reality? God is always listening and ready to give. An electrician, and this is another example that was given, an electrician can pray to electricity and hope and wish that the electricity is going to somehow just work, or it can learn and understand electricity to have electricity work for him or her. And then what else did it say? It said that your thoughts need to change prior to your reality being changed. And here's a part of it that I resonate with, is I was at a point where my mind wasn't really in line with what necessarily I wanted to do, which was fight. Actually, I'm going to use that as an example. Wanted to fight, so it was very difficult for me to even create that reality of fighting, and that was like one of the times I'd say where my mind wasn't in alignment, and my body was maybe would have been able to hack it, to be fair. And I was sparring well, I was doing everything well in terms of that. But because my mind wasn't there, it was really hard to even create that. And there's been times where my body hasn't been there at all, but my mind was just so in it that I got to the point of fighting and winning fights and etc. and just getting through it, which was just an interesting, even just that alone. Having experienced that was quite interesting actually, like how much my mind really played a part into everything, and then how much I've even now changed certain ways that I think and do things that have positively impacted my life now, which is also a good thing. So yeah, that was that. God is infinite. So you need to think essentially from a God mind, I guess, from an infinite mind rather than just what you see. And a good example that Nero makes, which I've heard elsewhere before, and I'm just going to have to say Nero because that's where I heard it from recently, but there was someone that was talking about that prior and made that example of that, yeah, you only see like 0.035% of the light spectrum or whatever percentage it is, and the rest of it you don't actually see. So therefore, to think that just what you see is all that there is ludicrous because it's not. So yeah, when you have certain realities and thinking that that's the only way reality can be or is or whatever, it's like, well, you don't even see the full of what you call reality, which is a fair point. And yeah, just talking about like, yeah, you can either create or you can just sort of exist. And that goes for sort of everyone and anyone. And there's loads of examples I could give of that. However, for now, I think this is a good start to this little section and little part. Yeah, this is a nice little section to just sort of slow things down, maybe give you guys a little food for thought, give myself a little bit of food for thought and reflection and just thinking about things more. Because yeah, the day does go past pretty quickly sometimes, and it's easy to get lost in things without really taking time out to just sit, chill and think. So yeah, that was that part. Who knows, might do it again, might not. Probably will, we'll see. Just finished chapter 1 anyway again, so yeah, likely listen to it one more time maybe, and then move on to chapter 2 and probably listen to that a couple of times, take some notes. Yeah, probably do it again, we'll see.